So I'm making this video to talk about this Gallien-krueger backline 100 amplifier that I have, and I'm selling it for a really good deal. It's a good deal because it's a very versatile solid state amplifier, and it may not be for somebody who would consider themselves a seasoned professional or anything, but it is a versatile amplifier for somebody who is starting out, trying to get into playing loud music with drums and bass. Somebody like a high school student that doesn't have a lot of money, or maybe a parent that wants to get their kid a guitar amp that can actually play with drums and bass. This can do it, and it can do any style that you want. If you play heavy metal, don't turn the video off because I'll get to that. It's got a real nice clean tone. It has a really smooth, creamy reverb. Presence tone, if you look in this area right here, you can see the knobs and how they're set. It's difficult to make out, but this is the clean tone EQ settings. This is the volume knob. There's also a button here that says EQ shift that I think makes it, I like it on, but here's what it sounds like with it off. It definitely makes it louder, but that may be like an EQ bypass or something like that. I don't know, but I like it on for sure. There's also a presence and a reverb. I've got the reverb set pretty low. I can turn it up. If you turn it up a lot, you can hear it hum a little bit. It is a spring reverb, analog spring reverb. So it goes pretty deep. It's halfway right there. Well, it's a third right there. The presence, we'll see what that does. It's not a huge thing. We'll drop the mids right out. I know some people like to do that. We'll boost the highs a little bit. That's weird to me, especially on this hollow body guitar. I like the mids there. And okay, so that's the clean channel. Let's look at the distortion. That's what you really wanted to hear, if you're even still watching. So I've got the gain set to half. Middle treble set to half. There's an EQ switch, bypass, whatever it is on this channel too, which I like to keep on. If you see the volume knob on both these channels is set very, very low because it's a very loud amplifier. There's two levels of gain. This is the lower level of breaking up gain. If you got somebody who plays classic rock or blues, this is where you're gonna live. I roll back the volume knob on my guitar, and it cleans it up quite a bit, and it sounds. You know, so there's that. If you play heavy metal or something like that, where you need the whole deal, you need to turn everything all the way up, you know, okay, well, this amp can do that. Let me just hit the lead mode button right here. It's just a little button. And you hear the hum. Gain still is halfway. That's heavy metal. Let me just turn the gain up all the way so you know. Here's half, all the way now. You hear the hum. All right, so there's the amplifier. You can play metal with it. I mean, once again, look at the volume. It's super low. If you're playing with drums, you can just turn it up and you will be heard over or at a preferably tasteful mixed volume with drums and bass. But if you want to be that obnoxious dude and just turn it all the way up and hey, don't do that. Get out of here. And just turn it up and blast everybody's face off. You can do that with this amp. I'll right before I turn the video off, I will pick the camera up and show you a good picture of it. I just want $50 for this. I'm in Mineral Wells, Texas. $50. You know, it's worth it. So holler at me. Cosmetic condition is not perfect. I think the manufacturer is early 2000s. That's one 12-inch speaker. One 12-inch speaker. Gallien-krueger backline 100. A foot switch. An effects loop, send and return. A line out for recording purposes, though you probably won't be doing that with this. In the back, spring reverb down there. Speaker wire. This will turn the speaker completely off. That's pretty handy. It's sort of like a standby if you don't want to turn your amp off, but you don't want to make any noise. This is an external speaker out. So you can hook it up with a 412 cabinet or something like that, and it'll push it. So if you know anybody who needs an amp like this or who wants to get into playing music, but they just don't have the amplifier for it because it's too quiet to play with drums and bass, please do buy this one for $50 from me.